I know we've all had this experience where you're up at 3 a.m., you can't sleep, and you realize that you're messing up your whole life. In that moment, you are so locked in, you know exactly what you have to do, you're motivated, you're so motivated. You know that to achieve your goals, you gotta start right now in this moment. You get down, you do those 10 push-ups, you think you have it all figured out. And then you wake up the next day, and yeah, sure, you saw a little bit of motivation, but by the end of that day, you did not achieve most of the things that you said you were gonna do back at 3 a.m. Why is that? Well, that's because in that moment, you're motivated, but to achieve all your goals, you need discipline. And discipline is doing it even when you don't want to do it. It's easier said than done to go from being motivated to being disciplined. So in this video, I'll give you the 5 tips that I have that help me be more consistent in my regular life. The first tip I have is to have goals. I know it sounds so simple, but it's so important. What I mean by this is you have to have certain end goals or even certain middle goals. For example, one of my goals that I uploaded in my first video this year is to reach 180 pounds by July 8th. And when your mind has a goal, it wants to achieve it so badly that you make conscious decisions instead of making spur-of-the-moment decisions. Even if I want to skip out of the gym or I want to eat healthy for a whole week, in the back of my mind is, that's going to stop me from reaching 180 pounds by July 8th. And I don't want to disappoint myself. I want to achieve that goal. I will achieve that goal. So whether it's fitness or a monetary goal or a life goal, make sure that you have real goals that you can achieve, but that they're concrete. You are working for them. You know what you want to achieve. I remember I was spending time in the gym where I was like, I'm just going because I enjoy it. In that moment, I made zero progress. And it's also important that you have a why. It's one thing to want to reach 180, but there's also reasons as to why I want to reach that. And that's because it will help me do more calisthenics, which is something that I enjoy. I want to be able to do a handstand, do muscle ups more easily, just a little more trips. And I know that if I drop weight, it'll be easier. The next thing is to track your progress. Let's say your goal was to dunk, okay? Very simple. Hey, a lot of people want to dunk. I want to dunk too. So you make a program, you add plyometrics so that you can improve your vertical. Great, you're on the right path. But let's say you never go up to that room and you never try to dunk. You never practice trying to dunk. You never look and be like, hey, am I closer? Am I further? How are you going to know if you can dunk? It's important that you track your progress. You know if you're making positive progress or negative progress. And by keeping a note of it, it makes it more of a habit. So now you are fully invested into your own progress. The third thing is to journal. I know this might sound weird to a lot of you guys, especially if you don't journal, but it's so useful. The main reason why journaling is useful is that whether you do it at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day, you can set goals that are in the back of your mind to achieve either that same day or the next day. If you can do it at the end of the day, you know down, what did you do today? Did you work out? Did you make progress? What are things you could have improved on? What are your goals for the next day? All these small things make it that you walk into that day with purpose. Be like, hey, I disappointed myself yesterday. I'm not going to disappoint myself today. So it just helps you, again, make it a part of your life. And if you do it at the beginning of the day, well, then you're setting up goals for that day. We don't want to disappoint ourselves. So you end up being more consistent. The fourth thing is to set time block. If you're like me, there's 1,010,000 things you want to do. You want to upload a YouTube video. You want to go to the gym. You have to work. You want to go on a date with a girl. There's so many things that you have to do that it can become overwhelming. And so what I found was best for me was to set time blocks in my day to do different things. So when I first wake up, I do a little bit of reading, and then I like to go to the gym in the morning. For me, this helps me just make sure that I already got my workout in, but I also feel more productive throughout my day, and I feel more energized. So it makes everything else easier. And usually I work in the afternoons or evenings. So that time is set for work, for making my money, and then after work, I make sure that I'm still giving myself the time to work on other things, and then I have some time for leisure. That's where I can edit videos. I can go on dates if I have to. I can study if I have to. But the main thing is always remember what's your number one priority. If your number one priority is school, maybe you have to work less hours, or maybe you have to wake up earlier or spend less time at the gym. Maybe you're only getting hour workouts. Whatever it is, find what works best for you. But set time blocks where you know in this time period, I'm doing this one thing. Instead of thinking I could do this, I could do that, or you spend all this time thinking what you can do instead of doing what you should do. And the last tip is just enjoy the process. The number one consistency mistake I see people making all the time is that once they fail, that's what gets them off the path. Because when you start, you have that beginner's luck. You're making a lot of progress early on. So when you first start working out, newbie gains. But then when the path to growth just slows down a little bit, a lot of people fall off. What you need to understand is that failure and success are very close to the same thing, at least if your goals are right. If you want to achieve success for a reason, to become a better person, to provide for your family, all these things, then failures are going to teach you a lot about yourself. So enjoy that process. Enjoy these failures because they're helping you become who you say you want to become. There's been times where my goal was to lose weight and I checked the scale and I put on weight because I thought I could just eat whatever as long as I'm working out. Even though I'm getting bad workouts in, I thought, hey, I'm working out, so I should just lose weight, right? No, you have to do the right things so that you can get the right results. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. These are the things that I do to help me stay consistent. Make sure you come back anytime you're struggling with your consistency. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to like the video, subscribe, share with people who might need to hear it as well, as we're trying to help more people realize their full true selves and become the best versions of themselves. So yeah, hopefully you see you in the next one, guys. Take care.